Me and my husband were just talking about this, wondering what was going to happen to TikTok. And then I come across this article. Exclusive: TikTok preparing a US copy of the app's core algorithm, sources say. This came out nearly a week ago and it slipped past me. TikTok is working on a clone of its recommendation algorithm for its 170 million US users that may result in a version that operates independently of its Chinese parent and may be more palatable to American lawmakers who want to ban it, according to sources with direct knowledge of the efforts. The work on splitting the source code ordered by TikTok's parent, ByteDance, late last predated a bill to force a sale of TikTok's US operations that began gaining steam in Congress this year. The bill was signed into law in April. The sources, who were granted anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the short form video sharing app, said that once the code is split, it could lay the groundwork for divestiture of the US assets, although there are no current plans to do so. The company has previously said it has no plans to sell the US assets, and such a move would be impossible. TikTok initially declined to comment. After publication of the story, TikTok posting on X said the Reuters story published today is misleading and factually inaccurate, without specifying what was inaccurate. TikTok also posted a passage from its federal lawsuit. The qualified divestiture demanded by the act to allow TikTok to continue operating in the United States is simply not possible, not commercially, not technologically, not legally, and certainly not on the 270-day timeline required by the act. We stand by our reporting, a Reuters spokesperson said. TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance, sued in U.S. federal court in May, seeking to block the law forcing a sale or ban of the app by January 19. A U.S. appeals court on Tuesday set a fast-track schedule to consider the legal challenges to the new law. In the past few months, hundreds of ByteDance and TikTok engineers in both the US and China were ordered to begin separating millions of lines of code, sifting through the company's algorithm that pairs users with videos to their liking. The engineers' mission is to create a separate code base that is independent of systems used by ByteDance's Chinese version of TikTok, Douyin, while eliminating any information linking Chinese users to sources with direct knowledge of the project, told Reuters. Sorry. The previously unreported plan provides a rare look into what a technical separation of TikTok's U.S. operations could look like, and shows to what lengths TikTok will go to address the bipartisan political risk it faces. U.S. President Biden and other supporters of the law argue TikTok gives Beijing far too much access to reams of data information that could be used to spy on or influence TikTok's US users. Okay, so this is a fairly long article. Y'all could keep on reading if you want to, but it just sounds like they are working diligently to try to make a US a separate version for the TikTok users here, because obviously this is a profitable and very popular app to have here. All right, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. So this is an interesting article about shifting and readjusting to new life. A 37-year-old yoga teacher got uncoupled and moved into an apartment with absolutely nothing. Meet the divorce registry for the newly single. Monogram towels, a toothbrush holder for 4 rather than 3, shared bedding. For people putting a life back together after divorce, mundane household objects can be painful marital reminders. Also difficult can be the absence of items that departed with the ex-spouse. Olivia Howe knows all too well how it felt going through her own divorce in 2019 after 8 years of marriage and 2 kids. Her husband decamped with his stuff, and she donated other items that triggered unwelcome emotions to a thrift shop. Howe built fresh starts from the ground up with her sister, Jenny Dresden, who found herself in a similar situation after the end of a long-term relationship. Nearly 3 years after launch, it remains a rare support resource, offering divorce-specific registries for those starting over and for loved ones who may struggle to find the right words and ways to reach out. I thought, I had a baby registry and I had a wedding registry. This is when I actually need things to restock my life. I need the community support. I need new towels. I need new sheets. I need new utensils, the 39-year-old Hal said. Today, Fresh Starts has between 50,000 and 70,000 monthly visitors. The sisters also host a podcast, A Fresh Story, featuring guests discussing how they began again after divorce or navigating other huge life changes. Erin Eloise Tulberg, a yoga teacher, actor, and dancer in Brooklyn, has not yet finalized her divorce as she works out custody arrangements for her 9-year-old son. She started using Fresh Starts last summer at the suggestion of a friend. There was an immediate need for me to get my own apartment. I was moving into a place with absolutely nothing. I had no furniture, I had no kitchenware, I had my clothes and my books, said Tolberg, who's 37. The situation, she said, was kind of scary. Originally from Washington State, her closest friends and family are scattered all over the country. It was a great way to have my friends rally behind me. Flowers, bottles of wine, and a pile of I'm sorry's or congratulations, depending, are often how divorce news plays out. Those looking to support their friends or relatives don't often think about the need for a lamp or new sheets. They may also not understand the emotional impact that simple objects can take on. New household goods at a time of rupture and despair can draw a community closer and become totems, a rebirth of sorts, said Leslie Jamison, a New York novelist and essayist whose latest book, Spinster, is a personal exploration of her own divorce. I'm sorry, Splinster. Part of it is a kind of faith and hope and trust that a new version of one's life, household, family not only is possible, but can be filled with beauty, she said. Hal, among the first of her friends to get divorced, had loved ones who checked in daily to make sure she was eating and sleeping. They sent Mother's Day gifts after her separation just ahead of the holiday, and they reassured her with standing offers to assist in any way. But there was a lot they didn't immediately understand. Every time I would go into the bathroom, I would feel horrible because I see a toothbrush holder for a life that I thought that I was going to have. It made me feel so much shame and guilt and all of those other feelings that come with divorce. One day, her sister showed up with a new one just for three. I still get emotional talking about it because it was really like, okay, this is happening. I'm going to be okay. For Tolberg, it was matching beds for her and her son. They share a studio apartment. Suddenly, I had things from all of my friends that are real and tangible and not ephemeral. She said, I look at my plates and I know exactly who they're from. My friends say it feels good to be able to give something solid and real to us. Many retail registries can be set up for a multitude of purposes, including divorce. Fresh Starts uses Amazon. It suggests bundles of items ranging from $99 to $500. Among the bedroom, kitchen, home office, and bathroom essentials are a shower curtain, a can opener, a bedside clock, a humidifier. The site also groups bundles by room, including child-size hangers and a nightlight that projects stars for a young one's space. Recipients can go the bundle route when choosing what to list, or they can pluck specific items from them. They can also select anything else on Amazon. Getting to the emotional place that allows someone newly separated to reach out for this type of tangible help isn't always easy. It's about meeting people where they are. Divorce talk can be awkward. Fresh Start offers text prompts covering how to introduce a registry to a loved one, along with suggestions for what friends and relatives can say. Powell doesn't describe divorce registries as gift registries, but rather support registries. Some of her users create registries for other reasons too. Not everyone is on board with the idea. How hears from a lot of haters. There are some people that are very against it because they feel like divorce shouldn't be celebrated. We're saying that divorce is a brave decision and that you should be honored for that brave decision and be supported. Cool. Be supported. Being supportive to a loved one going through some things. There should totally be a registry for that if you have the opportunity to help somebody. Angela Ashurst McGee, 52, finalized her divorce in March after 6 kids and 32 years of marriage. She and her husband took turns choosing what they wanted in their 3,000 square foot house about an hour south of Salt Lake City. she too heard about registries from a friend. So it was like, I want the sofa in the living room. I want the sofa in the sunroom. I want the hedge trimmer. I want the drill, down to the waffle maker. Just on a practical level, I needed to replace various things. And also, I felt like this is a big life event. And I think we should kind of rally around and celebrate. One of her sisters set up her registry on Amazon without using Fresh Starts. Amherst McGee chose a few just for fun things among her essentials, including twinkle lights for her backyard patio. Everybody who reached out said, I think this is a great idea, or I've suggested this to some other people I know. It's hard to know what to do for somebody who's getting divorced other than saying, bummer. So it was kind of something concrete that people could do. Concrete, she said, and positive. I think one fear people have is in regards to taking sides. And this is something you can do without taking sides. It's straightforward looking. It's forward looking. It's not denigrating the other person. It's not blaming anyone. It's just practical support. This totally sounds very interesting. It sounds like there was a need that needed to be filled, and these sisters took the initiative to create that. What do you think? Go ahead, jump in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Companies are having to adjust because the global population is getting older. So we know that these birth rates and the aging population is impacting the economy. This is out of fortune. Nestle, the baby food pioneer, wants to cash in on the world's aging population problem. The company whose founder invented the first form of infant formula is now prioritizing products for the elderly. The 50 plus age group in most countries around the world is going to increase significantly over the next 10 to 20 years. That is Mark Schneider, the Nestle's CEO. But we do see that in most economies around the world, the bigger demographic opportunity is among the middle aged and elderly. Nestle has been affected by emerging trends beyond demographics, such as the meteoric rise of weight loss drugs. To help it ride the tide, Nestle recently launched a new line of packed foods called Vital Pursuit, which it says can support the needs of those taking appetite suppressing medication through portion control and better nutritional balance. That's a case of having to adapt to a suddenly different reality, which can be a dangerous time for established businesses. A gradually aging population, on the other hand, while alarming for economists, at least gives companies like Nestle plenty of advance warning no matter what happens in the next few years. You can be pretty sure the world isn't getting any younger. It might have been last month that I saw that a diaper company was shifting from making baby diapers to making adult diapers. So there's going to be quite a few companies that have to shift to this new reality that we're living in right now.